You've spent so long trying to prove you're enough. Enough to be loved. Enough to be chosen. Enough to finally make someone stay. You overthink every text, every silence, every small shift in their tone, always wondering what you did wrong. You chase validation like it's oxygen, and when they pull away, you run faster, believing that if you just love harder, they'll finally see your worth. But here is the forbidden truth. You can too be enough for someone who has never really shown up. Because love doesn't live in your performance, it lives in presence. And you've mistaken performing for connecting, believing that if you can just get it right this time, they'll stop leaving. But you're not in a relationship. You're in a constant audition. You keep rewriting yourself to fit their comfort. You silence your needs so they won't walk away. You shrink so they can stay. And in the process, you disappear. You call it love, but it's survival, because deep down this isn't new. This is the same story that started long before them. The story of the parent you kept trying to please. The friend who only liked you when you were useful. The first person who made you feel like you were too much. You learned that love is something you earn, not something you receive. So now, when someone withholds it, you feel that familiar urge to prove yourself all over again. Because that's the only kind of love your nervous system recognizes. But here's the thing, you're not unlovable. You're just addicted to potential, to fixing what was broken, to turning pain into purpose. You're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. Because the one who never shows up isn't rejecting you. They're rejecting their own capacity to love. And that's not something you can fix. You keep hoping that if you're patient enough, they'll finally see you, but they can't see what they refuse to face. You can't teach someone presence. You can't convince someone to care. And you can carry both sides of a relationship on your back and still call it connection. You say you're tired. But it's not love that's draining you. It's the waiting, the hoping, the endless emotional labor of trying to make someone ready. They keep showing you who they are. You just keep rewriting the story. Because you're still trying to make sense of why love keeps feeling like loss. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. The person who ghosted, who breadcrumbed, who made you question your worth, they were never yours to begin with. They were just the mirror, reflecting back the parts of you that still believed you needed to earn what was already yours. You were trying to prove something that never needed proof. Healing doesn't mean pretending you don't care. It means realizing your care deserves somewhere safe. It means understanding that enough was never the problem. Because love that's meant for you doesn't require you to bend yourself into pieces. It doesn't make you anxious or small. It meets you where you are, not after you've fixed yourself. When someone is emotionally absent, your effort can't summon their presence. Your love can't awaken what they've chosen to numb. You could pour yourself out completely, and they'd still say they didn't feel it, because the hole isn't in you, it's in them. And no matter how much light you bring, you can't illuminate someone who keeps closing their eyes. You keep waiting for closure. But closure doesn't come from them finally understanding your worth. It comes from you understanding you never had to prove it. You don't heal by convincing them to stay. You heal by deciding you deserve someone who never makes you wonder if they will. So stop trying to be enough for someone who never shows up. Stop performing for ghosts. Stop shrinking for people who benefit from your silence. Start choosing yourself, even when it feels selfish, especially when it feels unfamiliar. Because the moment you stop chasing emotional crumbs, you create space for real nourishment. The kind of love that doesn't require exhaustion to exist. One day, you'll look back and realize that your not enough was never the truth. It was the lie that kept you chasing people who didn't know how to stay. And when that day comes, you won't want them anymore. Not because you stopped caring, but because you finally started caring about you. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more weekly forbidden truths about love, healing, and self-worth. Thank you for being here.